Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, welcome to FreeCAD Fun channel. Today I'm going to create practice model, this model with the basic shape of rectangle, and then there is cylinder, and then also rectangle with the half circle, and then the support triangle, and then the cut area in this area and this area, and also two hole in this side. Okay, now let's go to FreeCAD and then go to the workbench, part design. Now create body and then create sketch. Now let's go to this plane, XY plane, click OK. Now let's create the shape. Okay, now go to the circle in the center. Let's create two circle with the diameter 60 millimeter, and for the inside diameter 40 millimeter. So click the circle and then create diameter 60 millimeter. Okay, and then click this inside circle for the diameter 40 millimeter. Okay, now in the left side we create the rectangle. Okay, with the length 60 plus 15 for 75 millimeter, and then the height 60 millimeter. Okay, now let's create. Repeat. Right in the axis. Okay, now this point with the horizontal axis, create symmetry, and then create for the dimension of 75 millimeter. Okay, and then vertical dimension for 60 millimeter. Okay, now can cut this line. Okay, cut and then delete. And then cut again this circle. Okay, now we can create this circle and this circle tangent. Okay, maybe create again dimension. Try this dimension 75. Okay, and then create for create for the radius 30 millimeter. Still there is 1 degree of freedom. Let's check again. Okay, now create this point with this axis and create fix. Now sketch screen, so we can create path for the height 45 millimeter. Okay, now close the sketch and then create path for the height 45. Okay, let's check. Yes. Okay, now I'm going to create shadow and then the direction. Okay, now let's create color using emerald, and then let's create this color. Okay, now close. Next we can create the cut in this area for the middle thickness 10 millimeter and the left side thickness 15 millimeter. Okay, now create this face for sketch and then create circle, click dimension for 60 millimeter. Okay, now create this Polyline. Okay, now let's create this dimension, this point, and the axis of horizontal for 5 millimeter. Okay, and then create external geometric, and then create this line with this point for 15 divided by 2, 7.5 millimeter. Okay, I'll create. Okay, now let's cut this circle. Okay, now check for the degree, so delete this dimension and then create dimension for this Arcus, radius 30. Okay, so check again. Okay, maybe this point with this axis diamond, sorry. Let's check again. Oh, this point with this axis fix. So now screen can mirror Let's try mirror this sketch. Let's see. Nope. Undo. Let's try again. Click this sketch, this sketch, and this axis, and then create mirror. Okay. So there is 5 degree of freedom. We can create this dimension. Okay. Then check again this point with this point with this line, axis line for the fixed point. Okay, and then create this point with this external geometry for the dimension 7.5 millimeter. Okay, so this center and this center to 1 point. Okay, now the sketch is green. You can close the sketch. Now we can create pocket for the depth of 45 minus 15. So it's 30 millimeter, type 30 millimeter. Okay, now click OK. So this is the let's see, check with the drawing. Okay, this is 15 millimeter. Can check again the sketch. Oh, this is wrong dimension, 15 millimeter. Okay, and then this is 15 millimeter. Okay, now we can close the sketch. Now this is same with the drawing. Okay, now let's try for this shape. So go to this face. Okay, and then create sketch. Now we can create circle, same dimension for 60 millimeter. Okay, now we can create this circle with the distance between circles 75, this radius 23, and the inside radius 10. Okay, now create this with radius, cancel, we delete the circle, we change with the Arcus. Okay, now go to the axis and then half circle with the radius 23. And then create a line. Let's check for the dimension. 75, center to center with the dimension 75. Okay, let's lengthen this. Okay, now create this line, this position, create this point, and okay, now create this line and then another line. So this line with this axis, this point with this axis line 23 minus 23. Okay, I think it's same whether this tangent or the create dimension, or maybe we can delete and create this circle with the line for tangent. Okay, now we can cut this line. Okay, and this line, and also circle. Okay, it's fully constrained now. So let's check drawing, and also we can create a circle. So circle for the radius 10, or maybe diameter 20 millimeter. Okay, now we sketch fully green. Now we can close sketch. So let's check. So we can create path to the bottom direction for 15 millimeter. Okay, now create path and insert value of 15 millimeter. Okay, now let's click OK. Okay, now create the hole. I think we can add in the sketch for the hole inside diameter 40 millimeter, diameter of 40. Okay, can close the sketch. I think this is good shape now. Okay, let's check with the drawing. Okay, let's try to refine. Okay, now it's the same now. So now we can create support here. Okay, now click this face and then click the sketch, and we can create rectangular, this point and this point, and the horizontal axis into symmetry, and then create this white for 10 millimeter, 10 millimeter. Okay, and then this length 25 millimeter. So from the center 30 plus 25, it's 55. This point with this line, create dimension for 55. Okay, so now we can create Arcus with this center, and then create in this position to this position, and then create radius 30 millimeter. Okay, now we can cut this Arcus, and then in the rectangle, and delete this line. Okay, now sketch screen, can close. Now we can create path for the height 60 minus 15, it's 45. So we can type 45 millimeter. Okay, now it's still rectangle, so we can cut. But first we check for the plan. Okay, this plan, height, this height, this axis height, this plane height, and then this plane, this plane height. Now click this plane to create sketch to cut here. So use Polyline, this area, this area. Okay, now click this internal geometry. Okay, and this external geometry. Click this point with this point into one, this point into one, this point into one. Okay, you can close the sketch and we can cut this support using pocket and using symmetric plane and insert for the thickness 10 mm. Okay, let's create this. Okay, now support has been created. We can hide plane. Okay, shape is good. Same with the drawing. Now last one, we create hole. Now we can click this face and then create the circle. This area. Okay, now click external. This external and this external. So it's 15 for height and 35 between them. Okay, now click this point and this axis line for symmetric and create this point for the distance between circle 35. Okay, now create this point with this line external for 15 mm. Okay, 15 mm. Okay, now and click this circle and this circle for diameter both. Yes, 16 mm. Okay, let's check. 60 mm diameter. Okay, now can close. Let's say close the sketch and then create cut. Go to first and then okay, click OK. Now the hole has been created. Okay, let's check again with the drawing. Okay, I think same. Yes. Okay, I think this is the practice model has been created. Okay, thank you everyone. Thanks for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.